Well, tomorrow, all eyes will be on the polls for the 2023 November election. The two main topics up for vote, Issue 1 and Issue 2. Issue 1 dealing with abortion. Issue 2 is about legalizing marijuana. A recent poll by Baldwin Wallace University shedding some light now on where Ohioans stand on both of these issues. Let's start first with Issue 2. Researchers asked over 1,000 Ohio voters if they're for or against Issue 2, the legalization of recreational marijuana. It found 57% say they plan to vote yes. 35% say no, while 7% remain undecided. It also found 66% of Democrats support the issue, as well as half of Republicans and 59% of independents. The poll also found an overall majority support for Issue 1. Researchers say 58% of likely voters favor the proposed amendment, 33% are against it, and around 8% say they are still undecided. It found Issue 1 is favored by 89% of Democrats and 39% of Republicans and 51% of independents. Now, again, these are just polls and not real voting results.
All right, let's take a look into Issue 1. Right now, abortion is legal in Ohio through the first 21 weeks of pregnancy, but that's only because the courts have temporarily blocked the state's 6-week abortion ban, which briefly went into effect when the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade and would effectively ban almost all abortions in the state. 10 TV News reporter Kevin Landers is outside the Ohio Supreme Court downtown, where final ballot language surrounding Issue 1 was approved. Kevin.
Yeah, good morning. The Ohio Supreme Court asked the Ohio Ballot Board to tweak the language of Issue 1, changing it from fetal viability to unborn child. Now, Issue 1 has 6 different components that voters will need to understand before they vote. Tomorrow's vote is really a litmus test for Ohio. Polling shows that most Ohioans favor abortions, but will that be confirmed when voters cast their ballots? I spoke with a political science professor about why he's looking to Delaware County to possibly determine the outcome of Issue 1.
One is Delaware County, which is a county that has voted Republican for president in every election since Woodrow Wilson. This is a county that rejected the Summers constitutional amendment that would have, of course, raised the threshold for constitutional amendments. It's a very Republican county, but it's also the kind of county that's taking steps away from the Republican Party in the Trump era.
So take a look at your screen. Here are some of the main points of Issue 1. Obviously, it would establish the right to an abortion, and it would also allow an unborn child to be aborted at any stage, regardless of viability, if the doctor believes it will protect the woman's life or health. Now, tens of millions of dollars have been spent on both sides of Issue 1. Polls close at 7:30, and we'll have the live reports on 10 TV News. Reporting live downtown, Kevin Landers, 10 TV News.
Kevin, thank you. Now, one thing experts say could swing more voters to support Issue 1 is the heartbeat law passed a few years ago by the Ohio legislature and signed by Governor Mike DeWine. The law makes abortions illegal after a heartbeat is detected. However, the law is now being challenged and temporarily blocked by a judge. We spoke with Governor DeWine on Face the State Sunday. Here's what he told moderator Doug Petcash about the impact the heartbeat law could have on the outcome of tomorrow's election.
The ballot measure seems to be a pushback against the abortion ban that went into effect. Do you think that in any way that if the abortion law that was passed was maybe more measured, not as extreme as the opponents to it say, that we might not even be in a situation where there's a vote today?
You know, the only thing that's on the ballot is this, what I consider to be a very radical constitutional amendment. So voters are going to decide yes or no. They're going to put this in the Constitution. If we're able to defeat this, then the issue will be, where do we go from here? And I believe that there is a spot where we can get to in regard to abortion. Now that this is all returned to the states, I think there's a place where Ohioans, at least the majority of Ohioans, can be comfortable.
Well, as we get closer to Election Day, we made it real easy to find everything you need to know. Just text the word VOTE to 614-460-3345. You'll get a link to learn more about the issues, plus where to find your polling location in case it changed.
Also, make sure to stay with Central Ohio's news leader on Election Day. We will have coverage all day long, and you can watch our special half-hour election coverage starting at 7 p.m. Tuesday with the latest as the polls begin to close. Plus, you could track the votes and be the first to know final results by getting the 10 TV News app. You'll get push alerts sent straight to your phone. It's free if you download it in your phone's app store.